What's up, y'all, man? I went to go see the Tupac movie last night at the premiere, and as a whole, I want to say the movie was okay, but I didn't leave the movie theater like, oh man, this movie is the shit. This movie is dope. Like when I left the movie, I was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna explain to you why I feel that way. Look, I know I don't get paid for these videos and I like that because I don't want to. And I'm gonna let you know now that if you looking at this video, this is gonna be a spoiler on the fucking movie. You haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen it, don't even watch the fucking video if you want to see it for yourself. But I'm gonna spoil a lot of shit in it. Okay. Now, my personal opinion is the movie was good when it first started out because it started showing you how he came from the family, how he came from a Black Panther background and all that. I love that. It showed him how him and Jada Pickens was like, friends and a couple or whatever the fuck they was before, like, he became a big star. And I like that. But in between him posing raping the girl when they had that shit going on and him going to death row, I kind of like won't feeling some of the shit that was going on in the movie. Not saying that the movie wasn't good, but it seemed like to me that it was certain shit they just like had to leave out. I don't know if it was cause like production or if it was because of like they didn't have enough money to do it, or the government or FBI came to them and said, look, you can't put certain things in this motherfucking movie. That's just the way I feel, and I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. Alright. When Tupac was young, his family was always being attacked and followed anyway because, like with Black Panthers, you know what I'm saying? You already know that from a Tulu Shakur to a Franny Shakur. You always knew that they was Black Panthers, so they was always in it. And it showed how the FBI was trying to set up the stepdad to say that he robbed some banks and he supposed to kill two people, which they knew was bullshit. They just did that because they want to stop the movement. I like, they was trying to get rid of them from starting the movement. I like that, But what I didn't like is when the movie started falling apart to me, like when he met the girl. Okay, when he was with Haitian Jack, that's who that nigga was, dude that was giving him money. See, they made it like in the movie that Tupac was like a broke ass nigga and he ain't had no money and he was just getting money from the dudes because he was tied up and all that shit. No, Tupac had money. He just couldn't touch his money because the feds like froze all his accounts. You know what I'm saying? That's what they didn't touch on in the movie. The feds froze a lot of his shit. You know what I'm saying? They froze his accounts. And when the feds freeze your accounts, or when they freeze shit, you can't get credit. You can't buy a car. You can't own a house. You can't own shit. It's like not even being a fucking American citizen. And they was doing niggas like that was part of that Black Panther movement. Because they didn't want them to own shit. Because, the government can take anything. Believe it or not, you can own your car right now. It's paid for and you own it. But the government come and say, for whatever reason, they want your shit. They can just take your shit. And it's a law that anything you own in this country, they can take it because we all born with a social security number. And really, people don't know about having a social security number. We're owned by our country. We're owned by this country. You know what I'm saying? So they can take anything from you at any time. Anything that's yours, you don't fucking own it. Your house, you don't really fucking own it. Your car, you don't fucking own it. The only thing you probably own is probably the clothes on your back, maybe. But you don't really own shit. Anything they want to take from you, they can take it from you. That's why you see these rich, like tycoon motherfuckers. They'll like have islands and shit where they'll like take planes and they'll put a whole bunch of shit on it and they'll send it to these islands and they own islands because ain't nobody gonna really fuck with you too much on your own island. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. But sorry to get off track from that. But just an example. But with the whole Haitian Jack situation, they never specified that he was like an undercover FBI agent watching Pac. giving, because this nigga was getting Tupac money out of like all these weird places. He brought Tupac the girl, and the girl said that he supposed to rape her and all that shit, you know, and reading the evidence and shit, Pac, you know, didn't even rape the bitch, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, Pac didn't even go to jail. They did touch that in the movie though. Pac didn't even go to jail for rape. He went to jail for explicit touching on a female, some shit like that. They couldn't get him for rape because they proved him not guilty for the rape. He didn't rape the chick. All that happened is displaying to you what happened if you didn't see the movie or didn't read anything about Tupac. Basically, the dude Haitian Jack said, yo, I got this girl for you. She like you. She want to meet you. So he met her. They talked. She said, let's dance. They did a dance in the club. The chick gave him head in the middle of the fucking dance floor. She took his pants down and started sucking his dick in the middle of the fucking dance floor. I don't see how the fuck that could even be considered rape at all. The bitch like took her got on her knees, took his dick out and started sucking it. I don't see how the fuck that have anything to do with rape. And when he went to the room, he had sex with her, of course, but then she gave him a massage. He didn't really trust the chick, so he like, yo, I'm not sleeping in the room with you. He like, I'm gonna go to this other room over here. And like, and the movie shows that he fucking, she opens the door and she started fussing at him, talking, how can you let these dudes rape me? He like, rape you? He said, who the fuck raped you? He said, he said, I'm in the room sleep. She said, yeah, but your friends, they raped me. Your friends, they did this to me. They did that to me, right? And then Tupac said, what the fuck going on, man? This bitch talking about somebody raped her. He said, nobody fucking raped her. Nobody touched her. What the fuck is she talking about? Right? And then Haitian Jack like, man, don't worry, man. I'm going to handle that shit, Pac. I'm going to handle that shit. I'm going to handle that. Right? So then when they go to court for the shit or whatever, Haitian Jack wound up not even having to go to court and nothing like that. Haitian Jack got off, but he didn't have to go to court. He didn't have to do anything. And Pac had to take all that shit on by himself. That was a red flag right there, letting you know that nigga was an informant. Because they not going to they'll arrest you like everybody else. You feel me? But if you're an informant, they'll let you get away with shit. And you can go back. Who the fuck? Somebody just sent me a invite. I ain't going though. Not right now because I'm doing this interview. But not interview shit. I mean, I'm doing this YouTube video. But in my personal opinion, with the whole movie, this movie should have been 3 movies. And the reason why I say that is because the beginning was very, very decent. I love the way they started at the beginning. But they should have had it like when he was coming up and when he was becoming a star. That should have been one movie by itself. Now that whole situation with the woman that he posed to rape and him getting shot the first time and all that, that could have been a movie all on its own because, and within that 7 months of him dealing with the rape case and all that shit, he was going through a lot of shit within that 7 months. That could have been a movie by itself right there. And then the third segment could have been when he went to death row. That could have been like, that could have been the whole fucking, that could have been the movie right there. But the way they did it is like they nip shit here, nip shit there, then they put shit at the end. The way they did it to me, it didn't make sense. Like, if you are a real Tupac like historian or like a person who followed Tupac like I did, and you read all the different books and you read all the different stories and you saw the interviews with different people, then you will understand certain situations that's going on. But if you like a new dude come in, you like, I don't know who the fuck Tupac was. Who the fuck was Tupac? Who was Tupac? You know, if you a new nigga trying to figure out like, oh, you know, all these young niggas out here now, they don't know who the fuck Tupac was. They all into that gay ass shit, like young Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi, all that faggot ass rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause them niggas gay. I'm not gonna lie. Them niggas are some faggots. They do gay shit. They wear tight ass pants. They gay as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. They gay in the motherfucker. If you one of these little young cats coming up, that movie is not the movie for you to like know who Tupac was, because it don't touch on, it touch on a lot in the beginning, but like in the middle and then the death row, it's a lot of missing loopholes and shit, you know. But overall, the movie was okay to me because I already knew who Pac was, and there was certain scenes that was in the movie. You know, my sister was asking me questions like the whole damn movie. See, when you're watching a movie about somebody's life, you shouldn't have like a young person asking you the whole time, ooh, what's going on right there? Well, why that happened? Or why this happened? The movie supposed to be, when you're watching the movie, supposed to be like a visual of what's going on. It's like you're reading a book, but the movie describing everything to you by looking at the background and everything. You should see, understand everything that's going on. With this movie, they didn't do a good interpretation or a good job of that. They just didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm a big Tupac fan. I love Tupac. Tupac my favorite rapper. You know that. But this movie was not like a good interpretation of everything Pac was. I mean, it's hard to put everything Pac was in one movie. I fucking get that. I understand that. That's why a movie like this should have been 3 parts. It shouldn't have been just no one movie. You know what I'm saying? It just shouldn't have been. That's just my personal opinion. Like, just like if you watch the this is a different movie, but if you ever seen The Dark Knight Rises, and Dark Knight Rises, which was the third Batman movie from the Christian Bale series of Batman. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises wasn't as good as The Dark Knight to me because The Dark Knight Rises is supposed to be 2 movies on its own, but Christian Bale was like, fuck no, I'm not doing 2 movies. So that's why it was broken up like that. Cause see, after Bane broke his back in the first in the half of the movie, that supposed to be the end of that movie. Then supposed to be another movie where Batman come back from getting his back his back broken, all that shit. And I'm saying the same thing with this Tupac movie. It seemed like it was just fast paced and just rushed. You know? Like the whole scene with him like meeting Faith Evans, which I kind of understand why they did that, because they didn't want to specify. But we all know for a fact, man, Tupac fucked Faith, man. Ain't no question or no guess if he did it or not. We know he did it. There's like 4 or 5 interviews with 4 different people actually saying, yeah, he did have sex with Faith. I seen her in the studio. I seen her at the nightclub. When I seen how she put her leg in his lap. I seen how she sat in his lap and how he kissed on her and shit like that. You know, so they should have just went ahead and threw that shit in the movie, because that shit did happen. You know, and I do like how they specified when he got shot the first time. I do like how they picked him up and they took him in the room and said, Pac, are you alright? Are you alright? Because if you watch the Notorious B.I.G. movie, it's like they didn't even put that scene in the damn movie. So I commend them for putting the scene about, you know, Pac getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Which was played, one of the dudes that shot Pac was played by Mano, the rapper Mano. He was the nigga that actually shot Tupac in the movie. It was an okay movie. But if you didn't really know Pac, this is not the movie for you to see. I recommend that you go see his documentary movie first, called Tupac Resurrection. I'd rather for you to see that first before going to see this All Eyes on Me movie. Now, don't get me wrong, the All Eyes on Me movie was okay, but I feel like they could have did a lot more to the movie to made it like a better movie. Like, I really feel like they should have touched on the FBI was watching him, because when he get beat up by the police, they just make it like he was just a random nigga. Like, you know, they said, and he like, I'm Tupac Shakur. They like, we know who the fuck you are, boy. And then he like, look, man, give me my citation. And they took him and threw him on the ground and they beat his ass, right? They made it look like it was just a random, like it just happened. But it wasn't like that in real life. It won't that it just happened. The FBI sent those fucking cops to go fuck with Tupac, to harass him and beat his ass. And Tupac actually won that case. And won, you know, they didn't show none of that in the movie. You know, that's one of the scenes that I was kind of like, damn, they could have. Because my sister was even sitting right beside me, and she was asking me, well, why did the cops even, like, you know, bother him? Why did they attack him? She didn't even know why they was attacking him. They, you know, the movie just had it like he was just they just attacked a random person, but really they was sent to get him because he was Tupac Shakur. They wanted to fuck with him. You know, they wanted him to, you know, be humiliated, beat up, and lose. That's why he was going through all those different cases. They was trying to make him lose all his money, all the money he had in his pocket. So that way he couldn't like go to his bank accounts. He couldn't pull no money out. He couldn't pull no money out and be like, yo, I want to pay for this case. Because when they freeze all your accounts, you can't do shit. The nigga couldn't get credit. He couldn't even own a fucking car. He couldn't even own a house. He couldn't, even if he wanted to, he couldn't do it. Because the feds had everything on him, everything frozen. And when you got everything on you frozen, you can't get credit. You can't get shit. You can't do anything. That's why he did that's why he did the death row thing. Because Suge Knight was just giving him shit. That's why he did the whole death row thing. It won't just because, oh, he was desperate, he wanted to get out. Yeah, of course he wanted to get out of jail. But he couldn't get himself out of jail because he didn't have no money to touch to get himself out of jail because they froze all his fucking accounts. He couldn't do shit. That's what that movie was missing. And everybody say, well, maybe they didn't want to put that, people were telling me, well, maybe they didn't want to put that in the movie because that would make the FBI look bad. Fuck making the FBI look bad. They already are bad. We already know this shit. Come on, dog. We not little kids. Nigga, we seen goddamn Black Panthers. We seen how goddamn the FBI and the CIA put crack in the fucking community to make the black people want to kill each other and over some fucking drugs. We seen that shit. We seen how the fucking FBI was sending informants in and making like they want to help the Black Panther movement, but they was niggas in there trying to dismantle the shit and fuck it up. We not dumb. We're not. It's like the generation coming up now. It's like they trying to dumb down the new generation. Like they're fucking stupid. Like they don't know what's going on. That's why a lot of the younger cats don't really understand shit because they don't explain everything, and they do that. I think they do that shit intentionally. Because they don't want people to know the truth. They just give you a half-truth. I guess a half-truth is better than no truth at all, right? No. Tell the whole fucking truth, man. I read the book, The FBI War on Tupac and Other Black Leaders. I read that book. I read motherfucking Got Your Back by Frank Alexander, the bodyguard of Tupac. I read fucking Holler If You Hear Me. You know what I'm saying? In Search of Tupac. The Shooting of Tupac Shakur. I read that. Written by the white woman. I got the book, actually. I got the Kevin Powell, the guy who's actually interviewing him in the movie. That was Kevin Powell. The one who did the whole big vibe book on him. I got that book. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of books. I read a lot of shit on Tupac. And for, Tupac to be the icon that he was, they should have told his story in the full fucking truth. Like, what really happened. See, if you a young kid coming up and you watching this, you just thinking, oh, Tupac was a broke nigga. He spent all his money on fucking bitches and doing shit like that. They didn't show too much of Tupac giving back to the community or how he was trying to make youth centers or how he was, doing programs for the Black Panthers. They didn't show a lot. They touched on it a little bit, but they didn't show enough of it. They made like Tupac was just this rapper, this regular rapper that just was doing dumb shit, and that wasn't the case. That's the only thing I think the movie really lacked. That's just my personal opinion, but it was an okay movie. If you just want to go see it for entertainment value, whatever, it was an okay movie. But to say they explained a lot of shit that happened with Pac, they just didn't do it. People gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you the honest to God truth. The best documentary that I ever seen, that they made a motion picture, and that nigga did not get no award for that shit. That was so fucked up. The best movie I ever seen that I actually explained a lot of shit, how fucked up this world is and how things went, was fucking Malcolm X, man. When Denzel Washington, when Spike Lee directed that. That was the best movie that I seen. That, when you watch the Malcolm X movie, even if you didn't know Malcolm X, watching that movie, you would know enough about Malcolm X just by watching that movie. You know what I'm saying? That's how deep and that's how like it was so good. That's how good it was. That's how deep that it was. They just put everything into that movie. They exposed the truth. Spike Lee was that nigga anyway. He did shit like that back in the day. That's why I loved about Spike Lee. And I feel like that LT Hutton and them, man, they should have got like They should have got a director. They should have got like somebody who was willing to go the extra mile. I'm not gonna lie. I was willing to see what John Singleton would have did if he would have did it. I hate to say it, I'm just being honest. I really do believe that if John Singleton would have done the movie, it would have been a hell of a better movie than that movie that was that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was an okay movie, but it wasn't like you don't come from the movie theater like that shit was dope. Even when he got shot at the end, it was kind of fucking stupid. Like, the way he got shot at the end, and then they took him out the car and shit, and then they showing the clouds like around him and the clouds in the sky and shit, and they playing this gospel song about Jesus, which I love Jesus, of course, but I don't think it fitted that format. It just didn't fit. Like, it just didn't fit. It didn't fit. Like, that's just my opinion. But I didn't hate the movie. I'm not going to tell you, don't go see the movie and nothing like that. Yeah, go see it. Support it. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't like, yo, that shit was dope. That shit was slamming. Nah. You know? All the characters, they was okay, but I didn't like the dude that got to play Dr. Dre. He didn't look shit like Dr. Dre to me. The nigga that played Snoop did not look, he sounded like Snoop, but he didn't look shit like Snoop. Dude that played Tupac, he didn't look exactly like Tupac, but it's hard to look exactly like somebody. You know, but unless they like almost replica to him. So, and I think Demetrius, he did a good job of being Tupac. He acted a lot like him. He did his movements, his gestures, the way he smoked the cigarette. The way, like, he, like, moved around and did his little, like, you know, dance and everything and on the stage. He had the Tupac role down pat. I mean, did he sound like Tupac? No. But when you're doing the movie, you can't get somebody to do everything exactly. I mean, you can sometimes. But that shit is very rare to get someone who can do everything. Like, okay, like Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, he had Malcolm X's voice like packed down. He had the act and the look a little bit packed down, but let's be real, he didn't look exactly like Malcolm X, but they did a good job the way they did it, you know. And if you do a good job with the acting and the movements and the gestures and acting like the person, then you still got the you know, the elements that make the person who it was. So it still was good for that. But you know, just to say that this movie was a good documentary, like, movie on Pac, no, it wasn't. I like the beginning. I ain't gonna lie, I love the beginning. I love about how him coming up and how his mom was on drugs and how he, you know, went against that and how, like, it showed, like, he was with Digital Underground. Before he was with Digital Underground, before he was Tupac, he was MC New York. I like how they touched on that, you know, how they touched on. I do like how they did that. Like, I like the relationship with him and Jada Pinkins. It was cool. That's what I'm saying. The beginning part was cool. The middle part is just like, it started fucking me up with the movie when the whole rape thing came about and the whole situation with the girl and when he wasn't having no money. They won't explain in the movie like, oh man, you know, your money's tight. Well, they did try to explain a little bit that he had to wait for his royalty checks and all that shit to come in. I can understand that. But they didn't really touch on how the FBI froze a lot of his equity, or like how he couldn't really buy, even if he wanted to buy a house, he couldn't buy a house. He couldn't get credit if he wanted to get credit. He couldn't buy a car if he wanted to buy a car. He couldn't do it because the FBI made sure he couldn't do any of that shit. Because when they do a case on you and they freeze all your accounts, they can't do shit. You think I'm lying? Ask Irv Gotti. Ask Irv Gotti. Ask Jay Prince. Shit, ask Suge Knight. Who else was it? Shit, ask Dame Dash. Because remember back in the day when Dame Dash, Suge Knight, Jay Prince, and Irv Gotti got together and they said they was gonna make their own record label for black people and they was gonna be distributing their own music without using the white people, the Jews, and all these high up motherfuckers You know, that's like in the industry. They was gonna do their own independent shit. You notice when they said they was gonna do that, they was gonna make this big label where all of them was gonna combine and do it together. Did you notice how the FBI had a case on each one of them, saying that all of them got they labels by drug money? Have you noticed that? But you know why they did that? Because they didn't want no black. They didn't want no black distributing. They didn't want no fucking. They didn't want no black distributing. They wanted no fucking black companies that own their own shit. If you look at all these big major labels, I'm not being racist. I'm just being real. They owned by white people or they owned by Jewish people. They're not owned by black people. They're not owned by black people. They're owned by white or Jewish people. Sam Cooke. Let's be real, bro. Sam Cooke died because he was a black man owning all his own shit. And the white people won't having that shit. So they made like he supposed to rape the girl and she got mad and killed him because like he tried to rape her. No homo shit. But I saw Sam Cooke back in the day. That nigga was a handsome looking dude. He didn't look like he had to take shit from no bitch. Let's just be, dude. Like, okay. Let's be honest. Let's look at me. Let's look at me. I'm not the flyest nigga in the world, but I damn sure ain't the ugliest. You know what I'm saying? And I've been accused. I had a girl who lied and told my homeboys before that I tried to rape them, and that's bullshit. Any nigga that know me or any girl that knew me from back in the day would say, yo, when that comes to Solomon, that's bullshit. He ain't never had to take nothing because girls was always just throwing him ass. And that's the truth. Girls was throwing me ass back in the day. I didn't have to take anything from anybody. You know, the girl I talk to now know that. You know what I'm saying? That's why she don't like when I like cool with certain females, because she think like they're trying to mess with me or something. Sometimes she's right, but I don't let that shit bother me because I'm not on no shit like that. I'm older now. I'm 30. I'm in my 30s now, bro. I'm not on that shit no more, you know? But when I was younger, yeah. I mean, who ain't gonna hit this one and that one? They like 21 years old. You know, that's part of growing up. But the point I'm trying to make is, if a nigga like me ain't trying to take no booty, I know a nigga like Sam Cooke won't try to take no booty. And I damn sure know Tupac won't try to take no booty. Let's be real. Tupac was a handsome dude. That nigga look better than me. You know, and then better than a lot of motherfuckers I done seen. So, you think, and then on top of that, he was Tupac Shakur. Do you really think that he would have to take pussy when there was so many girls just willing to throw him ass? And I wasn't even a celebrity. And girls were throwing me ass. The FBI, man, and undercover informants and undercover cops and all kind of shit, they'll send people to you. They'll send people to you to fuck you up and make you look bad. It's a proven fact. Just like, I know I'm off the subject here, but like Bill Cosby. Yeah, Bill Cosby might have touched some of them bitches. But you really think that Bill Cosby, old ass, even back in the day, do you really think that nigga touched goddamn 78 different women like that? Do you really think that he got away with touching 78 women like that? I don't think so. Bill Cosby did not have all these problems that he had until that nigga went to fucking NBC and said, I want to buy NBC. I want to make this a black channel. I want to buy NBC from them crackers. When he did that shit, all of a sudden now he got all these rape charges. Cause they don't, I'm telling you, they don't want black people to really own a lot of shit. I done seen FBI files, and this is to the public, that say anytime a black man try to rise up or become a black messiah for his people, the FBI will do everything in their power to shut that shit down. You think I'm bullshitting? Before I go, ask yourself this question. How the fuck is it that the KKK can still run around to this day and preach their white power, all that shit, right? But, and they actually hung black people. They killed black people. They hung them from trees.